Connect วันนี้นะคะเราจะต่อสายตรงไปพูดคุยกับผู้สื่อข่าวจากประเทศฟิลิปปินส์ค่ะคุณเรเชล บราเกียสตอนนี้อยู่ในสายกับเราแล้วค่ะ And I know there is a big thing politically coming up for Filipinos on Monday. Are you excited?
Yes, so it's an exciting week here in the Philippines, Tulip, as we actually have been anticipating our national and local elections. So on May 9, about 65.7 million Filipinos will cast their votes for the country's executive and legislative branches of the government. So this will cover national, provincial, and local positions. So on Monday, we will be electing our next president, vice president, 12 senators, and a party list for the national level. Now, on the provincial level, we'll also be voting for our governor, vice governor, board members, and then a mayor, vice mayor, candidate for the House of Representatives, and city councilors on the local levels. Quite an exciting event on Monday.
That is a lot to vote for in one go.
Yes, which actually makes it more exciting and nerve-wracking for all of us here Filipinos. Aside from our domestic voters, actually about 1.8 million Filipinos overseas have already started casting their votes through overseas absentee voting, which kicked off on April 10. So I guess some of my friends who are there in Thailand have also already cast their votes for the elections.
Right. So is there anything different in terms of we are during the pandemic, or somebody will say we are already entering the post-pandemic kind of era? Is there anything do you feel that is different from 6 years ago? It was 6 years ago, right?
Well, this will be an election unlike any before, since, as you mentioned, this will be a time where we're doing elections during the pandemic. But this is actually already the second time that we're holding an election. The first one, we actually held an election exercise for the Palawan plebiscite. But as you said, this Monday's election will be a first after 6 years that we will be doing an elections and during a pandemic at that. So there's a lot of things that we'll be preparing of, including ourselves, not only a list of who will be voting, but getting ourselves healthy when we enter the precinct stations, or the precincts.
Right. So what if is there an absentee, I mean, if you cannot make it on the day, they will allow you to cast the advance ballot, right?
And unfortunately not. Those who are only allowed to cast absentee voting will be, at least for the local absentee voting, will be soldiers, police officers, the government personnel, and media men, because they will have a crucial role to play on Monday. But if you get sick and won't be able to cast your votes on Monday, so there will be no special day for you to cast your votes.
Wow. Okay, so coming Monday, how many seats you have to vote for? Did you count?
So we'll be voting for my vote, I'll be voting for a president, a vice president, 12 seats for senators, a party list. I'll be voting for a mayor, a vice mayor, and then councilors. But for people living in the provinces, they'll also be voting for their governors, vice governors, and I think also their councilors.
So you vote for about 17, 18 positions, and for other province will be even more.
Yes.
Oh wow! How can you remember which number you?
Actually, one of the things that our Commission of Elections and even other organizations have been campaigning about is for you to make or prepare your list when coming into your precincts so that you don't get to forget them. So the ballot will have the names of the candidates, and you will only have to shade the oval. So we will have an automatic election. So you just enter your ballots to the machine who will do the counting.
Right. So in Thailand, we will have the gubernatorial election in May 22nd for the Bangkok governor. And there was a say that there's a lot of deciding factors, such as the age of the voters, the first-time voters, and all that. Is this the same thing in Philippines? Did they do a lot of campaigning on the first-time voters as well?
Yes, definitely. the youth, the first-time voters will play a very crucial role come the results of this election. So it's just very exciting to see a lot of youth volunteers campaigning for the candidates they believe who will be good for the country, who will be good for their future. So it's awesome to see many of them on the streets, some of them doing murals, some of them doing songs, dances on the streets, attending rallies, just showing off their support for their particular candidates.
Sounds like a very exciting event for the whole country.
Exactly. Well, actually, the last day of the campaign period will be this Saturday, May 7th. And I think I will miss all the hustles and bustles, both online and offline during the 90-day campaign period.
So Sunday, there can be nothing at all about the voting.
Yes. On Sunday, everybody rests and prepare for Monday's election.
Everybody have to memorize who they're going to vote for because it's a lot of
Yes. Or some people will still do some contemplating, last-minute changes.
Interesting. Well, thank you very much for the story today. And we'll see who will be your next president. I guess by the end of Monday, we would know unofficial result, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Bye. เอาละค่ะเดี๋ยววันจันทร์นะคะค่ำๆก็คงจะได้รู้แล้วว่าใครจะเป็นผู้นำฟิลิปปินส์คนต่อไปนะคะแต่ว่าก็จะเป็นผลอย่างไม่เป็นทางการก่อนค่ะและนั่นก็คือเรื่องราวที่น่าสนใจจากฟิลิปปินส์ในวันนี้ค่ะ